Right, thank you very much for joining us here today to look ahead to what promises to be a terrific show on the 13th here over the road, and it's going to be something special. Heavy duty, some of the best contests you could wish to see, two terrifically evenly matched contests, and as we've seen at the weekend with what happened over in New York, the heavyweight division has a special magic, and I'm sure that as a result of what did happen, it shows all these guys, Frank, that they are absolutely in the mix.
They certainly are. Excuse me. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for joining us. What happened the weekend? These are the guys. These are the next generation of the guys coming through, the next crop of heavyweights. It's there to be gotten. We've got two really notable fights here, two really good quality fights, and I believe the two winners of these fights will be within the next 8 months, certainly by the end of this year, they'll be in a position where they may be fighting for a world title. That is how this is moving now. This is such a moving target, and I just feel that's going to happen.
And these are two fights as well, which you can genuinely hold your hands up and say, I really don't know what is going to happen.
I know what's going to happen. You're going to get some fireworks, fellas. Look at them. These are big guys. They're big punchers. You see the weekend what happens when big punchers get in the ring and let those bombs go. Anything can happen. One big punch can change a whole fight, can change a career, change your life. Go and ask Andy Ruiz. It's changed his life completely, and that is what these guys have in their hands to do. Literally, it's in their hands.
How much has the heavyweight landscape been changed as a result of what happened at the weekend, and how much does it maybe catapult these guys closer to the big fight?
Well, for me, it hasn't changed at all. The number one heavyweight, in my opinion, always was Tyson Fury, and as it proved, that is the case now. You know, he definitely beat Deontay Wilder. They gave it a draw, but I thought he won that fight. And Anthony Joshua, I've always said he's had flaws. I'm not knocking him. I've always felt he was easy to hit, and as that did happen. And you got Andy Ruiz, and you look at it now, his game, he's got fast hands, but do you think he's got the beating of Tyson Fury? I don't think he has. And I don't think he's got not too sure he's got the beating of Deontay Wilder. So they're the two in. And I think these guys here, I'm seriously, as I say it, these guys here, the winner of these fights here, they have the opportunity to become world champions.
How close are they after this? You've got some terrific fights coming up in July at the O2, which you're going to be able to watch live on BT Sport. But how close are these guys now potentially to world titles?
The winners of the two fights will certainly get into a position where they'll be in the top five. So it's a matter of, their representative pushing them and getting them into a mandatory position. And you look at you look at some of these divisions now. You look at the you go from number 1 down to number 4, that they'll be in there. There's no doubt about that. You look at the fights that are coming up. Would I be worried about tomorrow and putting any of these guys in with Dillian White? No, and he's ranked number 1 in the world. I would make those fights in a heartbeat, and he's number 1 in the WBO, and I think he's number 1 in the BC as well. Absolutely.
Well, let's talk about the two big fights that we have. And it's difficult to say what's top of the bill. Where do you start? I suppose we'd better go from outside inwards as to how people are sitting. Joe against Bryant. Bryant's been around for a while. He's fought for a world title, went the distance, lost a decision to Vladimir Klitschko. Joe still undefeated, doing everything that's been asked of him so far. It's absolutely what you want, this one, isn't it? The pick and fight.
It's Joe's 10th fight. It's fine. We know he's got a lot of experience and silver medalist. We know he's 33 years of age, but he's still only had 9 professional fights. So this is a big step up for him. He's confident of it. I do believe that Bryant was winning the fight against Rivas till the last round. He was winning the fight, there's no doubt about that. This is a big test for him, a big test. And you've not come over here to sit down, have you?
Say that again.
You've not come over here to sit on the floor.
No.
This is
You're sitting down.
This is your last chance saloon, so that's where we're at. This is a good fight. This is a good quality heavyweight fight, and it's a tough fight for Joe, and I'll take the hat off to him for taking it.
Well, let's start with Bryant. Welcome to the UK. First of all, what's your thoughts on this fight that you're facing come July?
Well, the UK has become another one of my homes. I've been here quite some times, but this is my first time actually fighting here. So it's an honor to be able to fight in such a fight at the O2. But like he said, I ain't come here to lay down, and I'm quite sure the guys know that. So this will definitely be a great fight, for sure.
And of course, if you get a win, you're right back into the mix.
Yeah, right back in the mix. So I had another fight that was lined maybe for like June 13th or whatever, June 14th, and this opportunity came, and I quickly accepted it. Not because of what I thought I could do. That's automatic, but it's because that it's a high quality fight. It's like I come here, and my goal here is to fight great fights, and it was high risk, good reward. So it's like, do I want to fight a nobody, or do I want to fight a Joyce? I say, yeah, you know what? Yeah, let's get that. Because when I become, successful in that bout, it's like, this guy just don't play. He always willing to take the challenge, and he comes and he brings his best every time. So
yeah, you know what to expect with Joe. He throws huge number of punches, and physically you're in for a hard night.
Yeah, well, I know you for him, so I know you're just gonna say a little bit more on that side, but it's a lot. It's tell of the tape tells it all, So
just okay. Why do you fancy it so much then? Why do you obviously think you're going to win? Why do you fancy?
I'm always confident in thinking I'm going to win. That goes without saying, and that's how I should feel. The statement of me not coming here to sit down it complements my statement just now. So that's automatic. If I didn't come here and sit and be as confident as I am, then it wouldn't make such a great fight. We come here to sell this fight, and for sure, I'm doing more than just selling it. I'm showing and telling you that this is real.
Sam, as manager and working with Joe, you could have had easier options than this fella.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Joe could have had a lot of easier options, but right now, Joe, the way Joe's progressing, he needed a competitive fight, and thank you for taking the fight, right, because not many people have been prepared to do so, but it's going to be a very, very big mistake. There's only one winner in my opinion, and he's
on your behalf or my behalf?
It's going to be a great fight. Bryant comes to fight. I thought you were winning against Rivas. You're always in great shape. You've a great diet. You live a good life.
I see you on my Instagram.
No, great diet, but the diet and a six-pack can't save you in this fight, I'm afraid, and you will get falafel wrapped.
Listen, talk is cheap. Good opinion. Right, it's just an opinion. Talk is cheap.
Yeah, it's an opinion.
Yeah, but like we said, we're here to sell a fight.
100%.
And I expect you to say whatever you got to say. It's all good. That type of stuff ain't never. No,
100%. Like you was winning the fight against Rivas. You've lost, I think, three or four times to top level fighters.
Right.
We don't want an easy fight. Joe doesn't want an easy fight. You're not an easy fight, but you're going to get run over.
Well, it would sound better if it comes out of Joe's mouth.
Well, let's see if it is going to come out of Joe's mouth. Go on, the platform is yours, Joe.
Is this even on? Yeah, the juggernaut's here, and you know how I do, man. I throw a lot of punches and punches with force. So, I'm here, and you're going to get run over.
Hey, didn't I answer the question when I was just saying, like the one-dimensional type thing? Maybe you might have to go to some alternatives, but you know, I mean,
Why are you trying to complicate it, man?
I ain't trying to complicate it. I'm just saying, I'm just hoping that you have some alternatives because a lot of things in this game are just not as easy as they seem. So I just hope listen. I'm giving you game at the same time.
Rivas you're fighting there. This isn't Rivas. Ran over like a truck.
I'm very experienced, so if plan A doesn't work, I've got B, C, D, E.
Well, that's what you have to make sure that you implement. So come right out from plan B because that plan 1 shit ain't gonna work.
You can't come out like this though, like you normally do, because he punched behind the guard. You right in your ears. Big problem.
So let me see. We have right. Let me see. We have
Have a go.
we have okay. We have John. We have Frank, and then we have the 4 fighters. What you doing? Why you at? Well, get in the stands because you seem like you the mouthpiece for Joe. Let Joe talk. We was on a boat ride. Listen. We was on a boat ride. We looked each other in the face.
That looked like an awkward boat ride.
Listen, I'm quite sure that me and Joe could go back and forth with the words without an ad lib.
Don't worry about me.
Let's hear a bit more from Joe then. What do you think of Bryant as a fighter? You've had a chance to see him. He's had high profile fights. What do you reckon to him?
Yeah, I've had a brief look at, you know, what he brings to the table, and you know, we started in the gym to, you know, really like dissect his performances and where I can capitalise and stuff like that. He's a big name. He's fought some really good guys, and you know, he's got a decent record and that. So it's going to be a really good test.
Yeah. What's the key though? Where are you better?
Sorry?
Where are you better than him? What's going to be the key?
Well, you're gonna have to wait and see Saturday night, but
Not this Saturday.
no, not this Saturday.
Ad-lib. What you, Jeezy? Your name Jeezy? You ad-lib. We want Joe speaking.
Say again?
We want Joe speaking.
Huh?
We want Joe speaking.
Go on, Joe.
No, he just said Saturday night, so it's correct. Don't worry about me, Brian. Don't worry about me. Worry about him.
Where do you think you're superior, Joe?
Well, I'm superior in stature, and actually, I think you got some freaky reach. You got a long reach.
Yeah. And I'm stronger than many people think.
Yeah. So yeah, I can't wait, man. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a good night.
Yeah, I'm looking
There's
forward to it.
going to be some
as well.
heavy hits exchanged.
Yeah, and listen, it definitely will be. And I'm quite sure that you already know that. I already know. Yeah, you punch, you come through, you punch, yeah, you do all that. Yeah, that's what I'm expecting. That's what I'm expecting. I'm also expecting an ad lib from your man, though. Go ahead, say what you need to say.
Say again, sorry?
There you go, right there. We need to put you on the track. We need to put you on the record.
Listen, you keep saying he comes for his punches, but I promise you, it's going to end very badly for you.
You know how many people I got that can talk for me like that? I need you on my team.
Get him up here on the
You're over there.
95% of his fighters was all big in stature.
You're going to have to dig up a T-Rex to get sparring for him.
You're looking forward to it.
That's what I mean.
Before we move on, can I just ask both of you, Bryant and Joe, about Andy Ruiz and about him upsetting all predictions and becoming a 3-belt world champion. Did you see that one coming, Bryant?
Yes, I saw it coming.
Why?
I knew it was coming because Joshua doesn't have great defense, and I knew that Andy Ruiz is good at the jab into the body, jab upstairs, right hand over top, and then catch you, then a mirage of hooks and uppercuts. That's just what Andy does, and he has fast hands. He's very elusive, and he's very deceiving. And I already knew that was a bad style matchup for Anthony Joshua. The same way I am a bad style matchup for a lot of other people. I don't know why I was in front of six people that are 6 feet versus the giants that hold the titles. But Andy Ruiz, I expected that. I knew that was going to come. I didn't know it was going to come that soon, but I definitely knew that Andy Ruiz was no slouch.
You a bad style matchup for Joe Joyce?
You said my bad style matchup for Joe Joyce? No, it's perfect.
It's perfect for you.
Yes, it's perfect for me.
You think?
Joe, did you see the Andy Ruiz performance coming? Did you see that?
No, I didn't see it at all. I was thinking I was going to have my money on Joshua around 4. But yeah, it really surprised me, and I think he's a credit to all Mexican boxers, snatching up all them titles, and he's going to go down in history, and big respect to him.
And is your style right for him?
Well, you're just going to have to see. I think yeah, I think he's going to get juggernauted, but I mean, I'm looking forward to it, man. It's you know, it's a challenge, and we're going to rise to the occasion, and you know, do my best.
Right. He understands that talk is cheap, but his sidekick doesn't. So I respect that.
Thank you, guys, and the smiling sidekick as well.
That T-shirt's blinding my eyes.
He must got a three-wheel motorcycle outside.
No, I don't. I'm scared of motorbikes, mate.
You know, like the little, what's the little thing on the side?
Moped.
No, the little thing on the side from the three-wheel motorcycle. You know what I'm talking about?
Sidecar.
Sidecar, yeah. You in the sidecar with the little helmet.
Okay. No, we'll take you out for a steak. Well, actually, not a steak for you. We'll have whatever you eat. I don't know, some plant-based burger. We'll take you out for dinner afterwards.
Same thing. I eat the same thing a gorilla eats.
Fantastic.
You are one of the highest profile vegans in world sport.
Yes,
right,
yes indeed. Yes, indeed.
Since when? When did you?
2015. I fought Klitschko vegan.
What was the thought process? Which I know you know, maybe the boxing aficionados aren't into this, but there are people beyond that who would be interested in your diet. What prompted you to go down that route?
Well, you know, it's just the contaminant. See, we over here in the UK, so over here is quite different from, you know, foods and things that they allow in the foods in the United States. So I just think that, you know, as far as like what they put in them and what they inject them with, you know, like people that eat meat in the United States are full of drugs.
Yes,
so when somebody asks me, you know, about my diet, I tell them I'm drug free, and then I tell them that they're full of drugs, and they can't understand. That's like a sarcastic comment to them.
Just being aware.
Yeah, that's like a sarcastic comment to them, and me saying that they're full of drugs is because they eat meat and they eat everything that's pumped with drugs. If you go to my Instagram, Bryant Jennings, you know, yeah, they got it right there. That was a good look though too. If you go there, one of my last few videos, it shows how the meats are injected with hormones and stimulants and steroids and stuff like that. And if you eat that, it becomes part of you. You are what you eat. So I eat live and living things. I don't eat things that are dead. Because if you leave a crab out or a fish out on the table for 24 hours, it's going to smell horrible. And if it puts it in your body, and your body temperature is much higher than actual room temperature, then your body is just having all of those things inside of you, and I don't want that. So I'm good. I eat clean, look good, 230, look like I'm 180.
You felt as fit and as strong as a vegan as you did as a meat eater, or do you feel better?
Yeah, I feel better. I feel more clarity in thinking, and it's longevity. I don't do things to try to improve myself with the next week. It's longevity. So things are going to pile up, and when I get y'all age, I get to look as good as y'all. Let's go.
Thank you very much. You're saying the right things. my Tinder photograph.
Damn.
It's 21 on it.
Frank, let's move on to the British title. Daniel Dubois and Nathan Gorman going for the vacant title. Lovely to hear from Joe and from Bryant, and what promises to be an even fight. And again, this is an absolute pick-em fight with Daniel and Nathan.
Well, it is. We've talked about it quite a bit now, but it is what it is. These two guys are undefeated. They've got fire in their bellies. They want to go to the next level, and one of them's in the way of the other. And I was just looking at our blurb here in the press release. It says here, these are the three best British prospects in heavyweight boxing, and they're all in action on the O2. That's not true. They're the three best heavyweight prospects in the world. That's what they are, not just Britain, in the world.
You've been promoting for a long time, and it's obviously a money-making business. We're trying to put on a good show, but you don't do it for this length of time without being passionate about boxing. As a boxing fan, I mean, I'm genuinely excited by the fights that are coming up.
Well, so am I. It doesn't get any better than this, does it? You know, you've got the three British guys are all undefeated. You know, all their records are on the line, their futures on the line, as I've said earlier. These are really good matchups. No one can criticise them. No one. These are really great matchups for the guys, for the fans. And at this stage of their career, how many fighters take these risks? You think about how many fighters take these risks.
Well, let's hear from the two guys. The fight date is getting closer. July the 13th is what we're talking about at the O2. First of all, from Nathan. It's a fight, this one, from word go. Ricky, your trainer, Ricky Hatton, has told me that from word go, you always wanted this fight.
Yeah, definitely, John. You know, it's a fight I've always wanted from day one. You know, the minute I knew Daniel was turning over and turned over, I said to him in the gym, he'll tell you himself, you know, it's the fight I wanted. And let's be fair, it's here now. We're just over 5.5 weeks away. And to be honest with you, mate, I'm counting down the days. It's a terrific card. You know, obviously me and Daniel headlining it for the most prestige belt, in my opinion, in boxing. You know, the Lord Lonsdale belt, and then you got Joyce and Jennings on undercard. So it's going to be a massive night at the O2, and I'm really looking forward to it. Why did you always want Daniel when you turned over? Why was he the one you were looking at, thinking, yeah, I'll have him? Because I know what kind of fight it's going to be. You know, we know each other. You know, from the sparring, the training up in the GB, we know each other inside and out. So I know exactly what type of fight it's going to bring to the table, and it's going to be an exciting fight. You know, it's going to the winner here is the fans, as they say. Give us a little bit of an idea from your memory of how those long sparring sessions went, because there must have been literally hundreds of rounds you've had. Without a doubt. We was on GB together probably 2 to 3 years. He'll tell you himself. And at the GB team, we were sparring probably 6 to 8 rounds a day. You acquire that over that long period, 2 to 3 years. You build up some rounds and some experience with each other, don't you? So we got to know the inside and outs of each other. And generally each spar we wanted to do damage on each other, because everything was competitive with me and Daniel. You know, the bag work, the running, the sparring, everything was competitive. How did that sparring go? I felt like I had the upper hand in every round. Every round, literally? Yeah, every round. I felt like I never lost a round. Let's hear from Daniel then, with the big fight coming up. He never lost a round, is this true?
Really, it makes no difference for this fight, whatever he has to say or thinks about what happened in the past or in sparring. You know, I'm just looking forward to showing what I can do on the fight night.
What do you remember of that time, or would you say that it's irrelevant now?
It's irrelevant. It's completely irrelevant.
So how much have you changed then since the amateur days, in your opinion?
I think I've changed a lot. You know, being a professional fighter has allowed me to really, breathe as a fighter, and stretch my rings out, and learn and just understand more and more about boxing in different ways. So it's allowed me to get more experience that I needed, and something from the day I started boxing, I've always professional boxing, heavyweight champion of the world was always on my mind. So now that I'm here, I'm chasing the goal.
Working with Martin down at the Peacock, you think as a professional you've added different layers to yourself as a fighter?
Definitely, I've from day one it's just been a building process, and since my last couple of fights, my last couple of tests, I think I've just improved, and more and more experience I've gathered. So
a lot of people have said to me, who wins it, and they've said it's boxer against a guy who might be physically bigger, physically stronger, might be, I'm not saying he necessarily is, but is that the way you see it?
No, not, I think I do definitely have the advantages in power and speed and everything. It plays a massive part in the fight, but I think there's a lot more to my game than what people have seen so far.
You think you have the advantage in speed?
Yeah, I think, on my A game, I'm faster than probably I'm match any of the fastest heavyweights out there.
He thinks he's faster than you, Nathan?
Definitely not. Come on, Dan. You know that not to be true. You know that. Come on, you ain't faster than me.
We'll see on the night.
We are going to see on the night, clearly, but You definitely ain't faster than me. You know that. Listen, this is the truth. The truth is, all these can tell you what you want to know, but you know deep down, you know exactly what it is.
Keep listening to your guys trying to hype you up and everything.
Hey, listen.
You know,
I'm my own man. I have no one.
It's fine. You can make your
my ass
statements.
on. I have no one.
I'm just ready for a fight.
Good.
We're going to find out on the 13th, that's for sure. 13th of July, we're going to find out.
What about just boxing ability? Do you think you've got the edge there?
Yeah, in my personal mind, John, I have the edge in everything what he's got. You know, I have an answer for. I really do. You know, I've got full confidence going into this fight. I wouldn't have took this fight if I thought I was going to get pulverized in one round. You know what I mean? I can earn money somewhere else. The reason I took this fight is because in my own heart and mind, I believe I'm taking that belt back home with me. And for me, Daniel is I'm on a destination, and Daniel's a little stop I just got to get past. Listen, it's a good test, very good test, because he's a good fighter. You know, I'm not going to criticise him. He's a good fighter. You wouldn't be in the position to fight for a British title if you're not a good fighter. But my style beats him, in my opinion. You know, I fully believe this. That my style does beat him. And when I beat him, I'll progress onto the world stage then.
What would it mean to you to get the British title, Danny?
You know, a very prestigious bout, and you know, it's good. You know, I get another title, and you know, adds more recognition to my name, and I can push on then, and maybe win it outright or move on. We just see where the next step is, but one step at a time. And
it is a chance to get people talking about you and to move closer, as Frank was saying earlier, to that potential world title shot.
Definitely. I think these they're in reach now, these goals, and one performance after another, and you know, I really can't wait, and yeah, it's exciting. I feel really excited, and can't wait to put on a show.
Did you see that Andy Ruiz win coming?
No, like probably most other people, I didn't. You know, I didn't pay too much attention to the fight. To be honest, I wasn't overly excited by the fight. I thought a part of me, you know, I had a lazy view to it. It's formality. Joshua wins probably, but you know, I'm not one to watch other people's paths. That's Joshua's path, and you know, that's his. That's for him really. So not much more to say on the matter.
Terrific fights coming up then between these two lads, and they clearly both fancy it massively, Frank, and that's a key.
It certainly is. They've got tremendous self-belief, the both of them, and someone's will have to give way on the 13th across the road there. So we're all looking forward to it, and it's big guys getting in the ring, you know, entertaining the fans. That's what boxing's all about.
Tickets available, finally?
Tickets are finally available. And we want to say thank you, by the way, to our sponsors, 32 Red, Foot Asylum, and also to BT Sport for all the help that they give us in making these events happen and bringing the best boxing to the British fans.
You're going to be able to watch it live on BT Sport, and of course the best option to be able to be actually here in person. Those tickets are available. July the 13th is the heavy duty night at the O2 Arena, and we'll do all one-to-one interviews in the minutes ahead, and also photographs coming up. But in the meantime, thank you very much for everybody coming.